Florida school districts are set to receive more than $7 billion from the American Rescue Plan. Our local districts will get close to $200 million of those dollars. This week's Crisis in the Classroom, we break down how our districts are spending that money. But first, we have to look at why the funds are being distributed and why Florida was the last state to be approved.
It was the height of the pandemic. Congress and President Biden took action to protect education.
We'll also do everything we can to keep our educators and students safe.
When the American Rescue Plan became law in March 2021, billions of dollars were awarded to school districts nationwide. The purpose is to address mental and physical impacts on students since the start of the pandemic and implementing COVID prevention efforts. But here in our state, the governor's office disregarded the deadline to file, leaving $2.3 billion on the table, according to this letter obtained by the Department of Education. The state submitted their plan 2 days after the letter was sent, 4 months after the deadline to file. Florida was awarded the money in early January. Now each school district is waiting for their local plans to be approved by the State Board of Education. The figures vary by district, as Escambia County schools top the list in Northwest Florida. Administrators aren't able to provide me with their proposal, instead showing me this chart with over $108 million awarded. In Santa Rosa County, almost $6 million is being allocated to increase technology in every school, and more than 10% of their near $32 million budget is going toward additional guidance counselors. Superintendent Dr. Karen Barber tells me they plan to enhance mental health services and improve the district's 90.3% graduation rate.
The number one priority in Santa Rosa County is increasing that graduation rate so that all our students have access to high quality instruction that prepare them for a successful future beyond high school. So that is our primary focus, and that's why we're adding guidance counselors.
I broke down Okaloosa County's plan using data I obtained from the district. A key highlight of their proposal includes roughly $7 million in retention bonuses for most school staff, including district employees, and proposing nearly $300,000 on increased pay for bus drivers.
We have to look at the fact that we've asked teachers and staff to step up in a big way, fill in the gaps, take on additional responsibilities. And
Florida Education Association President Andrew Spar is an advocate of higher teacher pay, but he says the ARP ESSER, as it's known, should be used to aid in a variety of departments.
This massive exodus from the profession, it's not just salary. So I want to be clear. It's also the climate. It's also policy decisions that have been made. We have to recognize that our students and our staff are dealing with an awful lot, and we should provide additional supports when it comes to social and emotional well-being, the mental health of everyone involved, to make sure that we are looking out for each other and that we are taking care of each other and taking care of ourselves.
Back in Santa Rosa County, at least $25 million of the district's allocation will directly impact students. But like we've covered in weeks past on potential solutions to things like a lack of mental health services and teacher burnout, is this money, which must be spent over the next 3 years, enough to adequately support our local districts?
Do you think this is sufficient funding for your district? Are you pleased with the amount that you've been allocated?
When you hear 31 million, that sounds like an enormous amount of funding. When you spread that over 3 years and then you're looking at just 10 million, it's appreciated. Do we wish that it were more? Certainly. There are some priorities that we can't fund through that $31 million grant that we wish we could.